some wee French music for all my French friends over there, for my wonderful friends that I met when I was in France. And I learned so much about food, but I got something very special. Yesterday, we tomatoed out with everything. We did stuffed tomatoes, we did all kinds of things. And we even did an apple-licious big apple, but this time, I'm going to show you a cake. Yes, guys, a cake. And this is going to be a tomato cake, I bring to you from mia cucina to your cucina. Beautiful love of food, fun food, great food, and a tomato, who would have thought a tomato cake? And wait till I show you my tomato cake, my interpretation of my tomato cake. Let me go grab myself my lemon. I'll be right back. Aspetta. All right, I got myself a nice lemoncito, and I'm gonna get myself a grater because we are going to grate. All right, so the first thing I want to do is to bring you to the tomato. Yes. So what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 cups of tomato puree. And let me tell you how easy it is to make tomato puree. You will never go to the store again to buy tomato puree. And you're going to need 2 cups of tomato puree. So what I've done is I used about 3 of these big tomatoes for the tomato puree. A pint of tomatoes should give you close to 2 cups, but you're also going to want some more because we are going to make it something very delicious and yummy to go on top of the wonderful tomato cake. Well, remember, this week is all about tomatoes, so I'm bringing to you some recipes that you were never even thought about, okay? So let me tell you how easy to make the tomato puree, because that's what I did. You just put the tomato, you don't have to peel it. All you have to do is take the little thingy and the little bitty button out and just shove it into your food processor or into a fast, machine, like a smoothie machine. Okay, and you put it in there, and what you do is you let it rock and roll, and then what you're going to do is you're going to strain it. And what you have when it's been strained, guys, is you have this wonderful tomato puree. And if you don't want to go through that trouble, you know what you do? You go at the store and you buy it. Okay, so let's put that in the sink. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to take 6 tablespoons of butter. 6 tablespoons, just 6 tablespoons. Let me count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this is a working kitchen, okay? And I'm gonna take the rest of that, put it on the side over here because I'm gonna show you what I'm doing with the rest of that little apple later. Okay, so this recipe, y'all, it dates back for a long time ago. Apparently, somebody was wanting to make cake, didn't have enough juicy stuff, and they had tomatoes. I don't know who invented it. I don't know where it came from, but here it is. There is a tomato cake. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to get these guys, and I'm going to soften this butter, and I'm going to soften it. Let me get a little bowl. I thought I had it all together this morning. Apparently not. Okay, because what I want to do is I want to get soft butter, because we are going to cream this with 1 cup of some brown sugar. Okay, and what I'm using is a light brown sugar. And what I do is when I buy containers like this, I save them because I don't like it to throw a lot of stuff away. And then I will bring, my sugars, and I do that with my confectionate sugar because we're going to be needing confectionate sugar. So let me bring you back to let me just warm this up. Take the tortillas out of there because I try to keep my tortillas nice. And what I want to do is I just want to get my batter softened. I don't want it to be completely melted, just a little softened. So I got to pay attention to this. All right, so just a few. In the meantime, since I'm here, I'm going to turn my oven to 350 degrees, okay? So I got my oven at 350 degrees. I am going to get my softened butter that is softened, and I am going to put it right into my, wonderful little gadget over here. Okay, so now, we have 6 tablespoons of wonderful butter. I just wanted to think about it because I wanted to make sure. And I'm gonna cream this with 1 cup of light brown sugar. All right, that's all gonna go in there. All right, this is gonna make some noise, guys, okay? And I just want to cream this. All right, wait a minute. We are having difficulties here. Let me get my thing here. All right. For some reason, so much for difficulties. All right, let me just stop this. What I do if I'm gonna put it in a container, guys, is I take saran wrap and I put it right over it, especially when it comes to sugar, and it keeps it a lot fresher, and it doesn't become harder, okay? So I'm gonna move this out of the way, and I am going to try to find out what is going on over here, because this thing, here. All right, let me, you know, it's these gadgets, you know, these gadgets that you're learning to use. And God bless my husband for getting this for me for Christmas. Okay, so now, all right, so isn't it nice and quiet, this little thing? So what I want to do is, as this is merging together the beautiful butter, remember the 6 tablespoons of butter with a 1 cup of light brown sugar. I have 2 eggs over here, okay, 2 eggs. Okay, guys, very simple transaction. Very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to crack your eggs one at a time. Remember what I told you about the shells. Wash them and keep them, and then put them in your dirt. And you should see my arugula. I will post pictures of my arugula because they have a lot of shells. So I'm going to put this on the side to work with that later. All right, let me rinse my hands. All right, now we have 2 beautiful organic eggs right here. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that this is nice and incorporated. So I am going to turn it a little bit higher. Okay, so now, you're with me so far? 2 cups of the tomato puree, remember? 6 tablespoons of butter, and 1 cup of light brown sugar. You got that? Okay, 2 cups of 2 eggs. So we're gonna put that on the side. We're not gonna touch this. I'm gonna bring you to the dry ingredients. In here is gonna be 2 cups, and we're gonna sift these. 2 cups of flour, okay, 2 cups of flour. I am going to take a teaspoon of bacon powder, teaspoon of bacon powder. Very easy, guys. A teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda goes in there. All right. I am going to use, yes, cinnamon with tomatoes. I'm going to do a nice heaping, like almost like a tablespoon almost, but not quite. I love cinnamon, and cinnamon is very good for you. All right, and then I am going to use half a teaspoon of salt. I don't like to use a lot of salt. Okay, so that takes care of all of that. All right, so now I'm going to take my wonderful little grater, and in the 2 eggs that I have, I am going to grate a lemon. And what the lemon is going to do is going to give it a nice refreshing flavor. I know, right? Well, you know what? Lemons and tomatoes, they get along, guys. They all get along. They're all friends. Like we should all be friends. Won't you be my friend? Won't you be my friend? You know why I'm happy? Because I am alive. And you know why I'm happy? It's because I'm healthy. All right, so now I got my, and don't break it into the egg. Just kind of, I don't want the eggs breaking, okay? All right, I don't want the eggs breaking, because what I'm going to do now, all right, I have my lemon. I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. 1 egg at a time. And I'm going to incorporate 1 egg at a time, okay? All right. So that we take care of that. So now we still have the wonderful tomatoes. Over here, what we had was 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a baking powder. Okay. I also have some almonds, but I'm not ready to do the almonds yet because, you know, we have to have some protein. And with the meat thing, you know, the shortage of stuff, what gives you protein is wonderful nuts. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and I am going to sift my dry ingredients together. Okay, my dry ingredients together. In the meantime, this little guy is doing all the work for me. God bless the women that had to do this all by hand. Can you imagine? And we complain, eh? And those women in those days have muscles. All right, so let me tell you something about my my sifter thing. I never wash it, okay? I just kind of clean it up a little bit, but I don't really wash it because all goes in, there's all the good stuff. But I do recommend, you know, once in a while to clean it, okay? All right. And don't put it in the dishwasher because it's going to tarnish on you. I am not using no fadale today. Today I'm just going loose. And I wanted, you know, I wanted something easy, especially after yesterday with all the cooking that I did. I was tired. I even took a nap. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get in here with a spatula because you want to get everybody incorporated. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down and slowly, probably if you have one of these machines, I will put it maybe number 2, maybe number 4. All right, so now I am going to add 2 cups of the tomato puree. And this cake is going to have a beautiful pink color. So for all of you that love pink, oh my God, this is beautiful. I know, a tomato cake, okay? A tomato cake. I hope that there's a lot of you watching. I don't know who's watching because a lot of people went back to work. And God bless those people. And I pray that you all are going to be safe and sound. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this. And I am going to keep my spatula. I'm not going to really need this anymore because I already used this. All right, so now, oh, it's funny because I'm listening to a French radio station, and now they're singing my favorite song, Bésame, bésame mucho. You know what it says? Kiss me, oh kiss me. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to use the rest of the butter. I know there's 2 tablespoons, but I'm going to use 2 entire tablespoons. And guys, we really want to butter this guy. Because, you know, we don't want no sticky cake. No sticky tomato cake. A tomato cake! Who would have known? All right, so make sure that it's very, very well, you know, you got it everywhere and all the nooks and crannies. So your cake will come out really delicious. 350. This cake is going to bake for about 45 minutes to 50 minutes, you know, when you stick the little thing inside and it comes out clean, it's ready, okay? I could never understand the concept when I was a little girl. And my mom would say, no, it's not done yet, it's not done yet. And I could not understand why it wasn't done yet. It wasn't fast enough for me. All right, so now I'm going to turn this down. And I am going to slowly incorporate. And what I'm going to do to make it slowly is I'm going to use one of my very large spoons. And I'm just going to add it in there, like so. Like so. Can you guys see that? I hope you guys can see this. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. You know, and it's starting to look like almost like, well, not chocolate, not quite, but You can pretend it's chocolate, but it's not. It's all about, you know, I love to use these plates. These were my mother's favorite plates from Italy, and I love them, and I take very good care of them, because someday I want for my daughter, well, she got some too, but for my granddaughter, or my grandniece, if my granddaughter doesn't like it, I have a beautiful grandniece. Her name is Emerson, and I love her. Shout out to Emerson. I love you, Emerson. All right, so now this is all done. I can move this out of the way. All right, so what I'm going to do now, this is very well incorporated. All right, I can never figure this guy out here. I'm telling you, me and gadgets, and you can ask my friends, I don't know nothing about the technology, okay? I'm an old-fashioned Italian woman. I mean, you know, it took me forever to figure out how to work my... Okay, I'm not going to worry about that, because my husband, I can call my husband later, and I'll just put something to catch that. All right, so now that I have this, you know, we have to improvise. All right, so what I want to do is I just want to get in here into this beautiful tomato cake batter. This is wonderful. All right, well, you know, I love gnocchi, and gnocchis, this is a new word that I want to teach you. I want you to say gnocchi. Everybody, gnocchi. And what gnocchis are nuts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1, 2, about 3 tablespoons of this wonderful sliced almonds, okay? I know, guys, I know. You're saying to me, Elena, you're losing your whatevers. You're making a tomato cake. But let me tell you something. I'm always telling you something. Let me tell you something. We're having fun here. All right, so now, you know me, I got a taste. There's no olive oil in this. No olive oil, just the 6 tablespoons of butter. Oh my God. Wait till you guys have this. And I'm using really, I am milking. As you can see, there's barely anything left on my wonderful all-purpose organic flour. I cannot even get it. They don't even ship it. I don't know what's wrong between the flour and the toilet paper and the meat. What's wrong with America? Hey, we are living in this beautiful country. Okay, I love America. All right, so now I am going to pour this in a cake. All right. And we're gonna put this at 350. I got a 350 degree oven. Can you guys see that? All right, tomato cake, guys, tomato cake. Have you ever had a tomato cake? Well, now you will. If you make it. Okay, then I'm gonna take this humongous vehicle here, because for a voluptuous chiquitito woman like myself, this is a very big please. Okay, I put this in the sink. Rinse in my hands. Remember what I taught you guys, you know, you go poopity, 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 boom. La 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 la. And this is what it's gonna look like. Okay, into the oven it goes, 350. All right, and this is gonna be cooking here for about, sorry for showing you my butt. Ooh, but at least I'm covered today. Okay, I'm gonna put this, I'm going to start at 45 minutes, because I'm not, you know, sometimes it takes 45 minutes, sometimes it takes longer, shorter, you know. All right, so now we have some confectionate sugar. Confectionate sugar, you know, things have to be simple. It doesn't have to be hard. Okay, in confectionate sugar, I started with 1 tablespoon, and I'm probably going to use maybe about 3 tablespoons, okay? And now, some more tomato puree. Because, you know, this is going to be the glaze. Remember the glaze that we've done it with lemon, and we've done some with orange when I was teaching you how to make other things. Okay, so now we have the confectionate sugar, and now we are going to use the tomato puree. Remember, I told you how to make it earlier. Hey, listen, guys, join my YouTube channel. because in my YouTube channel, you will find all of my recipes. And then that way, at your time, when you come home from work, and you have time in the weekends and you want to make something and you didn't catch it, everything is there. Okay, this is going to be very, very pretty. This is going to be very, very beautiful. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to add some of these wonderful almonds on top of the cake to make it more pretty, okay? All right, so I think I'm going to use another tablespoon, a huge tablespoon, 4 tablespoons. Let's start with 4 tablespoons. All right, and because I know you guys want to measure everything. Well, let me just try maybe 1, maybe 2 tablespoons of this tomato puree. And guess what? This tomato puree, guys, you can put them in baggies and freeze them, okay? And then that way you can make other things with it. So don't throw nothing away. All right, so now I am going to start. You see what I'm doing here? I am mixing all of this beautifulness, and it doesn't take a lot of liquid. And you know, like I told you, the glaze does not take a lot of liquid. And it's a very pretty, very, very pretty. I love the colors of nature. I just absolutely love nature. I love nature. When we moved to Pittsburgh, we used to go visit a friend. My mom had a friend that it was an undeveloped area, and they had all these beautiful woods by the lake, and you would always find me there. And my mom would call out to me, "It's time to go, Elena." And I didn't want to leave because I really, really, really loved being in nature, in the woods. All right, so you see how easy that is, guys? You see how easy that is? Okay, so if it's too thin, all right, what do? We add a little bit more powdered sugar. On the powdered sugar, you know, like I said, you know, when I get jars like these, this is plastic. I put them in here. It keeps everything organized. I put the names on everything, make my own designs. Okay, so now I am going to make it a little thicker. I don't want it too thin, and I don't want it too thick. All right, look at that. In the meantime, my cake is baking. When my cake comes out, guys, I'm gonna cool it completely on a rack. And then I am going to, my sinuses in the morning, you know how it is with me in the morning. I sneeze, achoo, for an hour, and then I'm okay. All right, so now, make sure that all the white, you know, it's all out. Okay. See that? Perfect. Not too thick, not too runny. All right, so now I gotta taste, because you know I gotta taste. The back of the spoon. How interesting. You know, what an interesting, amazing flavor it has. Amazing. So what I'm going to do now is I still have a little bit of my orange left, and I'm just going to zest a little pieces left. You know, sometimes you have a little bit left. And what I want to do is I want to bring brightness to this, okay? And this is going, because remember we used that in the batter, so I'm just going to use it. And trust me, this lemon is not going anywhere. This lemon it's wonderful for lemon water, for all kinds of different things. And as you can see, it wasn't that much, not a lot of the zest, because I'm really using the entire lemon. Okay, so now I am going to mix the orange in with it. And you're gonna see this tiny little specks of lemon in here. Look how pretty that looks. Can you see that? Can you see how beautiful that looks? All right, so now I'm going to, I'm running out of back of spoons, so let me take this out. I do a lot of dishes. I'm gonna taste this. Oh, the flavor, it's amazing. Just a little bit of zest. It completely woke everything up. It said, hello, good morning. And so now this I'm gonna put on the side. So when my cake comes out of the oven, we're gonna completely cool it, and then we're gonna pour this over it. And what I do is, I have something on the bottom, like a sheet pan, and then I have my, you know, my Okay, slow down. Okay. For some reason it stopped. Okay, you still there? Hello. So what you do is you pour this over, so then now with the glaze is going to go all over and it's going to make a very pretty cake. All right, guys, I'm Elena Jones and I have brought you from Mia Cucina into your beautiful food cucina. Lots of love. I love you. This was my tomato cake just for you. Make the tomato cake, take pictures, show me with this delicious, amazing glaze. Look at that. And it's going to be beautiful. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me on Mia Cucina. I'm Elena Jones, bringing you lots of love. Thank you for joining me, and you have a marvelous, fantastical, beautiful day. And celebrate life. And celebrate you. God bless you. Mwah, 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 mwah. I love you tutti quanti. I love you tutti quanti. I love all of you. I love all of you. Ciao, ciao, belli. Ciao, ciao.